Queen Claire stood on the balcony of her command tower, looking at the quiet Earth below. For thousands of years, the planet had been locked and hidden from the galaxy. No one had known what lived here, and most believed it was empty. The people of the galaxy had not expected humans to survive or to have grown strong. Claire clenched her fists. She knew the truth, and it was time to act. Captain Luke entered the room, his boots echoing on the metal floor. He was a tall man with sharp eyes, trained for every kind of battle. He saluted Claire.
Ass.
She nodded and turned to a large map showing the positions of galactic fleets around Earth. "They are coming closer," Luke said. "We can see scouts moving toward the orbit." Claire studied the map. "We have been ready for this moment. It is time to wake the defenses and show them what humans are capable of." She called for Jason, the pilot. He arrived quickly, his flight suit tight and his face calm. "The ships in orbit are not expecting anything. Our strike squads can reach them before they see us," he said. Claire nodded. "Then we move now. Prepare the crews. We fight for Earth and for every human who has lived here. Cannot fail." Below the tower, teams of men and women rushed to activate old weapons and ancient machines. Humans had prepared for centuries. They had used the time while hidden to build powerful defenses and to study the galaxy. What others thought were ruins were actually advanced bases and training centers. Every human was ready for war. Luke led a squad to a hidden hangar. The hangar was massive, filled with sleek ships that had been locked in place for centuries. They were small but fast, and each carried powerful weapons. Jason was already in the cockpit of the lead ship. "We will hit them hard," Jason said, starting the engines. The hum of the ships filled the air. Humans moved with speed and precision. They did not waste time or energy. Their training had prepared them for this exact moment. Queen Claire watched from above as the ships lifted off. The sky was clear, but the tension was heavy. The galaxy had not seen humans in so long. No one knew what they could do. Claire smiled quietly. It was time for the galaxy to learn. The ships rose into the atmosphere and broke through the clouds. The scouts were closer now. Luke communicated with Jason. "Keep formation and wait for my signal." Jason nodded. The ships moved silently, almost like shadows. Suddenly, the scouts appeared, their shapes strange and unfamiliar to humans. They were large and fast, but not as clever as humans. Luke gave the order, "Attack now." The human ships moved together with perfect coordination. Weapons fired and lights flashed across the sky. The scouts tried to react, but they were not ready. Humans dodged, struck, and destroyed with skill and precision. The first battle of the awakening was underway, and humans were winning. Queen Claire felt a surge of pride. The men and women she had trained, fought, and led were showing the galaxy that Earth was not weak. Humans had been hidden for thousands of years, but now they were awake, strong, and united. The galaxy would not forget this day. The scouts fell one by one. Humans moved with intelligence and courage. Every action was perfect, and every human fought as if the world depended on it. Claire knew it did. Earth was ready to reveal its power, and no one would be able to stop it. The human ships moved through the clouds, fast and precise. Captain Luke led the squad, his eyes scanning for every movement. Jason followed closely, his fingers steady on the controls. The scouts had no idea what humans were capable of. They were ready for a simple fight, not the skill and strategy of humans. Below, Queen Claire watched the battle unfold from the command tower. Her mind worked quickly. She sent orders to the ground defenses. Teams of men and women prepared the hidden power nodes, ancient machines that could change the battlefield in an instant. Humans had spent centuries building these devices, and now they would show their strength. Luke gave signals to the squads. Human ships split into smaller groups, surrounding the scouts. They used the terrain, speed, and surprise to their advantage. Every attack was coordinated. Jason fired a missile, hitting the lead scout. It spun and crashed into the ocean. The others tried to react, but humans were faster. On the ground, soldiers moved through the forests and cities. They secured areas near the power nodes, defending them against scouts that managed to reach the surface. Humans fought with courage, using clever traps and tactics. Every step was planned and every move counted. They were defending their home, and nothing could stop them. Queen Claire activated the main power node. A bright light spread across the land, and hidden machines began to move. Long dormant towers rose from the ground, shooting beams into the sky. Human firepower overwhelmed the scouts. They tried to retreat, but humans had blocked their paths. Every ship destroyed sent a clear message. Humans were not weak. Humans were strong and dangerous. Luke communicated with Jason. "We have them surrounded. Keep pressure. Do not let them escape." Jason nodded and moved his ship with skill. He dodged lasers and fired back with deadly accuracy. Each scout ship fell under human strategy. Humans fought together as one mind, one will. It was not just strength, it was intelligence and courage combined. Queen Claire smiled. She saw her people fighting without fear. Men and women who had been trained for centuries were now proving their worth. The galaxy had never seen anything like this. Humans were hidden, but now they were awake, and they were unstoppable. The scouts tried a last attack, sending a larger ship to break the human lines. Luke saw it coming and directed the squad. Humans used every advantage, every tactic they had learned. Jason led a daring move, attacking from the side, while others distracted the large ship. The plan worked. The ship exploded in the sky, sending fire and debris across the battlefield. Remaining scouts retreated. Humans held their ground and showed their power. The first major battle above and on Earth had ended. Humans had proven that they were no longer hidden. They were strong, united, and ready for anything the galaxy could send. Queen Claire looked at the horizon. The sun rose over the oceans and forests. Earth was alive, awake, and defended by humans who were brilliant in strategy and fearless in battle. This was only the beginning. The galaxy would soon know the shocking truth of what had been locked away for millennia. Queen Claire walked through the underground archives. The halls were long and filled with old machines and screens that still worked after centuries. Captain Luke followed closely. They had survived the first battle, but the galaxy was still watching. Humans had to understand the full power of Earth to prepare for the next attack. Jason joined them, carrying a small device that could access the ancient records. He connected it to the main console. The lights flickered, and then a holographic map appeared, showing Earth and the surrounding galaxy. Lines and symbols marked secret locations, old weapon sites, and hidden defenses. Humans had been preparing for centuries, not just to survive, but to control their destiny. "This is why Earth was locked away," Claire said. Her voice was steady, but full of awe. She pointed to a massive structure in the hologram. "This is the main power core. It can generate energy that can defend the entire planet and destroy any fleet in orbit. Humans created it long ago to protect themselves." It was too powerful to reveal. Luke studied the map. "So the galaxy thought we were weak, but we were just waiting. We were ready for this moment." Jason nodded. Every city, every base, every soldier trained with these systems in mind. They never expected humans to come back this strong. Claire made a decision. "We will activate the main power core. It is time for Earth to show its true strength. We will fight not just for survival, but to warn the galaxy." Humans are not hidden anymore. They moved to the central chamber. The walls were covered with old inscriptions and machinery. Humans had built this place to survive attacks and to plan strategies. Claire stood in front of the main console. Her hands moved quickly over the controls. Lights shone brightly, and a hum of energy filled the room. The ground shook as the power core came to life. Luke watched as energy spread through the machines. Humans could now use the hidden weapons, shields, and defenses at full strength. Jason tested the systems. Beams of light shot from towers, scanning the skies. Humans were ready for any fleet that came near. Outside, humans moved to their positions. Soldiers were armed and ready. Pilots prepared their ships. Humans had learned to fight together, using skill and strategy. Every move was calculated. Every action had purpose. They were prepared to defend Earth and show the galaxy their true power. Claire spoke to her team. "Remember, we fight for every human who has lived here. We are strong, clever, and united. The galaxy will see what humans can do." Luke saluted. "We will not fail, Queen Claire. Humans will win." Jason started his ship, felt the power of the core and the strength of humans around him. The galaxy might be surprised, but humans were ready. They had waited for centuries to reveal their true power. The shocking truth of Earth was no longer a secret. Humans were awake, and the galaxy would soon learn why they had been locked away for so long. The sky above Earth was filled with ships, moving fast and ready for battle. Captain Luke led the human fleet from the front. His eyes were sharp and focused. Jason flew beside him, checking the weapons and scanning for enemies. Humans were prepared. They knew the galaxy would not wait, and they would show the full power of Earth. Queen Claire stood in the command tower, watching the fleet move into position. She gave orders with confidence. Every human on the ground and in the sky knew their role. Soldiers moved through cities and forests, defending power nodes and launching attacks where needed. Humans were not afraid. They were ready to fight for their planet. Luke signaled the fleet to split into smaller groups. Humans used speed and strategy to confuse the enemy. Each squad had a target. The humans moved as one mind. Jason fired his weapons with precision, hitting enemy ships before they could react. The sky was filled with light and movement, but humans controlled every step. On the ground, soldiers led by Claire's commanders fought to protect key positions. They used terrain and old defenses to trap enemy forces. Humans had trained for centuries in these tactics. Each move was planned, each attack calculated. The humans were everywhere, striking with courage and skill. A large enemy ship tried to break through human lines. Luke saw it and directed the fleet. Jason led a daring maneuver, attacking from the side, while other ships distracted the enemy. The plan worked perfectly. The ship exploded in the sky, sending pieces falling to the surface. Humans cheered, but they did not stop. The battle was not over. Queen Claire activated additional power nodes. Beams of energy shot into the sky, protecting cities and targeting enemy positions. The humans were strong and clever. Every attack was coordinated. The galaxy had never seen such a combination of strategy, courage, and skill. Luke communicated with ground troops. Hold the lines and push forward. We cannot let them reach the core. Soldiers moved with speed, defending every point. They were united in purpose. Humans fought with determination. They used every weapon, every trick, and every plan. They were unstoppable. Jason led another squadron into the thick of battle. Their skill and courage amazed even the humans themselves. As the day went on, the enemy began to retreat. Humans had proven that they could fight together, think quickly, and use every advantage. The sky cleared, and the ground was safe. Humans had defended Earth and shown the galaxy that they were not to be underestimated. Queen Claire looked at the horizon. The sun shone over the forests, oceans, and cities. Humans had fought with bravery and intelligence. The first full-scale battle had ended. Earth was awake, alive, and strong. The galaxy would know that humans had been hidden for a reason. They were powerful, united, and ready for anything. The battle was over, but humans remained alert. Queen Claire walked through the command center, checking the status of every city, every ship, and every soldier. Captain Luke and Jason stood beside her. Humans had proven their strength, but the galaxy was still watching. They needed to show that Earth was no longer hidden, and humans were now a power to be respected. The Galactic Council arrived in orbit, curious and cautious. Humans had destroyed the scouts and defended every position with skill and courage. Queen Claire sent a message to the Council, inviting them to see Earth for themselves. She wanted them to understand that humans were not weak, and that the planet had been locked away for centuries for a reason. As the Council ships approached, humans lined the skies with their fleet. Captain Luke led a display of skill, flying ships in precise formations. Jason followed, firing energy beams into the sky to demonstrate the strength of human weapons. They had expected weakness, but saw humans united, skilled, and fearless. On the ground, soldiers guided council representatives through the cities and power nodes. Humans showed them the ancient machines and weapons that had been hidden for centuries. Claire spoke to the council. We were locked away to survive, to grow, and to be ready for the galaxy. Now, Earth is awake. Humans are strong and clever. We will protect ourselves and work with those who respect us. Luke watched the council members closely. They were impressed, but some were cautious. Humans had to prove they could be trusted. He and Jason led patrols and demonstrations, showing humans could defend Earth without reckless destruction. Humans had learned control and strategy. The council realized the shocking truth. Earth was not a weak planet. Humans had survived, built incredible power, and trained for centuries. They were clever, strong, and united. No one could underestimate them. Queen Claire had guided her people to this moment, showing wisdom, courage, and leadership that the galaxy had not seen from humans before. Jason reported that all enemy scouts had been destroyed, and that human defenses were stronger than ever. Luke nodded. "We have proven our strength. The galaxy must respect humans now." Queen Claire smiled. She knew the long wait had been worth it. Humans had survived, fought, and won. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans were no longer hidden, no longer weak. They were awake, powerful, and ready for anything. As the sun set over Earth, humans looked at the horizon with pride. Cities glowed, ships returned to their hangars, and soldiers gathered to celebrate. Queen Claire, Captain Luke, and Jason stood together. The planet was safe, humans were united, and the galaxy had seen the shocking truth. Earth had been locked for millennia, but now it was free and powerful. Humans had shown courage, intelligence, and strength. The galaxy would never forget the day humans awoke and revealed the true power of Earth.